Well, after your visit, we figured perhaps there might be some value in listening to what you had to say, Moniker.
Really?
Yes, and it turns out you were right, so good that we did.
Is that a thank you?
It is, a. As he's sort of like stumbling over his words a little bit, you hear another voice sort of coming from over his shoulder a little bit, and it's like a light voice, sort of like a young person's voice, quite young for a dwarf, and
Hmm.
like coming like running up behind Romp comes another small dwarf, and he says, "Vater, Vater," and he sort of runs up and he sort of leans against uh, Romp and sort of looks up at the two of you and goes, "Are we go home now?" And Romp looks down at the dwarven boy beside him, and now like Romp has got kind of like this brownish hair. Whereas, and somewhere along this line, you've developed your like bright orange, yeah, ginger locks, which is definitely appreciative. This kid does also have not as brown and neither as ginger. It's somewhere a mix in between. And despite being a young boy, still being a dwarf, he has like he has a little bit of a little bit of a stubble coming in. He's only like 8, so it would be. And and he sort of looks up at Romp and sort of asks, "Are we go home now?" And then looks at you as well, Moni. And there's sort of you look down at this kid, and there's like a little bit of strange familiarity about him. And you stare between them a bit, and Romp looks down at the boy and goes, "Um, yes, son, we, uh, uh, yes, we'll go home in just a moment." And he sort of looks up at you and says, "Son, this is," and he's sort of looking at the boy and he goes, "This is Moniker, my your uh, brother." And Moni, you notice sort of looking as this kid looks up at you with sort of wide eyes. You notice that there is the familiarity that you see is specifically in the eyes, and in that like Romp and this boy sort of share the kind of similar eyes essentially. And and the boy looks up at you and goes, "Oh, Moniker, uh, it's good to meet you finally. I hear all about you all the time."
I think he's just got to start belly laughing, like full on belting it. Like it's the most hilarious thing he's ever seen in his entire life. Big dwarf is just well, compared to all the other dwarves, and he's just like full on going like for like a good 5 minutes. You know, it's just
Five
like
minutes.
it's like a long, loud. He's
Romp,
just every time
yeah.
he stops, he just looks at them again and starts again.
If
Look,
she,
I've done what I came here to do. You're alive. Great. I love that for you. Just don't fuck him up. Don't he looks like a great kid. I don't know your wife, his mother. I don't know how they're doing. I don't know who they are. I hope they're great. Just don't fuck this one up.
his
That's
his name is Alexei, and I hope he, if he is half the man that you are, then I'm very proud of him. And if not, proud I will be still of my sons.